Hey, horror fans, or I should say dinosaur fans. Once again, it is me, the horror Mizamani G. Yes, once again, it is time for me to review the latest film in the Jurassic Park franchise. This is the seventh film overall and the fourth one in the Jurassic World series. This one is called Jurassic World Rebirth.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, horror fans, once again, it is me, the horror Mizamani G. Now, Jurassic World Rebirth is a 2025 American sci-fi action film. It was directed by Gareth Edwards. It was written by David Keop, and of course, based upon the novel by Michael Crichton. Now, the film stars Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, Rupert Fine, Manuel Garcia Ruffo, and Eric Schreing. Now, in this film, 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves the isolation equatorial regions to extract DNA from three massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. Oh boy. Now, I'm sure that after seeing the original film Jurassic Park back in 1993, everyone, and I do mean everyone, became fascinated in seeing dinosaurs in movies. Now, before I continue, I'm talking about actual dinosaurs. I'm not talking about kaijus like in the Godzilla films or the Gamera films. Those are called kaijus or monsters. These are called dinosaurs, something that we learned back in fifth grade science. That's what I'm referring to. Directed by American filmmaker Steven Spielberg and written by Michael Crichton based upon his 1990 novel of the same name, the film would become a box office success, earning over 1.05 million worldwide. Yes, everyone loved this film, and it became a huge hit. Now, this would go on to create the Jurassic Park Later World franchise, which includes films, novels, television shows, and theme rides. I've been on a couple of those Jurassic World theme rides. Very great rides. Yes, Jurassic World has become a media sensation. Now, all of the films in the franchise, other than The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, have grossed over $1 billion worldwide, as the same audience cannot get enough of seeing dinosaurs in film. Every time there is a Jurassic Park film that comes out, everyone goes to see it. So it's no surprise that Universal would greenlight a seventh film in the franchise, and again, the fourth film in the Jurassic World series. This one is called Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, after a short prologue involving an accident that takes place at a secret lab back in 2010, we learn in present time that the Earth's climate is now inhospitable for all the dinosaurs that were released back in Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. We learned that the dinosaurs now reside around the equator, as that area resembles the Mosaic climate and it's been marked as a no travel zone because, God forbid, you don't want people traveling there and get eaten by dinosaurs. Later on, we see Martin Krebs. He's an executive at a pharmaceutical company called Parkergenics. He recruits Zoe Bennett, an former ex-military covert operative, along with paleontologist Henry Loomis, for a top secret mission. He wants to retrieve biomaterial samples from the larger prehistoric specimens, which hold the key to a new heart disease treatment. Oh no! So he brings along her longtime friend Duncan Kincaid and his team as they go to the equator to get the biomaterial samples, which leads to a deadly result for the party. When I heard that a seventh film was being made, I had mixed feelings, as the last two films in the Jurassic World series, Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, they were meh, okay films at best. I mean, they weren't bad, but they weren't great neither. However, since both films grossed over $1 billion worldwide, I mean, no one should be surprised that Universal were greenlit a seventh film. Now, it's no surprise that we have new characters here, because obviously we don't have Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt in this particular film. And I like the fact that screenwriter David Kiep came up with a clever idea to keep the dinosaurs isolated into one area. I think one of the reasons why Fallen Kingdom and Dominion didn't work because all the dinosaurs were spread out throughout the world. It wasn't contained into one area like most of the previous films had them contained into one area. I mean, kind of outside of the Lost World, but all the other films, like from the original Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World, basically had all the dinosaurs contained into one area. But Fallen Kingdom and Dominion had the dinosaurs spread out, and I think that kind of did not make those films great, or didn't have the type of tensions and suspense by having them contained into one area. And I think David decided to let's just keep them all contained into one area. Now, American film director Gareth Edwards, who directed the 2014 Godzilla film, along with the 2016 Rogue One, a Star Wars story, he did a great job with this one. I mean, the film looks fantastic, great visuals from the ocean scenes, the forest scenes, the cliff scenes, and the laboratory in the third act. They're simply amazing. I mean, Edwards, along with cinematographer John Matheson, they do a fantastic job of showing how beautiful the island looks and also how deadly the island can be. One scene in particular involving the Titanosaurus is wonderful and peaceful as we see these huge dinosaurs grazing in the fields, kind of reminding the audience of the scene where Dr. Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler saw the Brachiosaurus in the first film. It also helps that we get to hear John Williams' thrilling score play, as the audience are simply in awe during the part of the film. I mean, it gives you nostalgia when you're looking at this particular scene because in that first film, where Dr. Grant and Allie starts looking at the Brachiosaurus and they're just amazed and wonder. And of course, we hear John Hammond's excellent speech saying, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." You kind of get those same type of thrills when you're seeing all these huge animals, these giant Titanosauruses grazing in the field. And there's a nice, long, elongated scene that we see in this particular part. And they have John Williams' score playing in the background. This brings back great memories. I also like the scene involving the Moltosaurus because it reminds us how dangerous this animal, this dinosaur can be. Because we really don't get to see that much of the Moltosaurus in Jurassic World, other than at the beginning of the film and at the end of the film. But here we get to see the Moltosaurus be as the deadly creature. And then you add the Spinosauruses, who we haven't seen in Jurassic Park 3, included as well. It really brings a lot of tension and suspense in this film. Speaking of the dinosaurs, the filmmakers do a great job of making them look real as they can because the CGI effects look fantastic. Yeah, it's kind of a bit disappointing we don't get any practical effects with the dinosaurs. It would be nice to see some practical effects. We definitely do miss Stan Winston, the great job he did in Jurassic Park when we get to the practical effects of the dinosaurs. But the CGI effects look real, real good here. I mean, there is a great scene involving everyone's favorite dinosaur, the T Rex, as he attacked the Delgado family in a river in the island. It's great. It's a lot of tension and suspense. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to talk about that scene that we've seen in the trailers. Is it true that T Rex can swim? Now, obviously, if you do a Google search just like I did, it does state the fact that paleontologists have learned the fact that T Rexes, given the type of water that they're in, if it's shallow enough that they can wade and swim underneath the water for periods of time. Now, obviously, they can't do any deep diving because they'll drown, just as we saw in Jurassic World. But obviously, if the water's shallow enough, they can waddle through it without a problem. Now, of course, we do have to talk about the characters or the humans, and I'm sure most people will have mixed feelings to say about them because if there's one thing a lot of people had a problem with in Fallen Kingdom and Dominion is the human character. Now, first of all, I have no problem with Scarlett Johansson. I feel as though she did a good job for what she was given with. I mean, she does what she can with Zora. She is a strong woman who's obviously looking for one last payday. Obviously, she has some scars, some past PSD from the last mission that she had where a friend of hers was killed. Fortunately, the film does not allow us to explore that particular aspect of the film, but unfortunately, it's not Scarlett's fault. I believe it's more on David's fault. I mean, she has good chemistry with Marsala Ali and Jonathan Bailey as they all play their roles well. It's just that the script that David has given them doesn't allow them to do anything other than what we see on the screen. I mean, I don't think at any time at all we're looking for any type of character development when it comes to these films. But we do want to see some good characters as far as some type of story arc, but you're not going to get that in this film. But at least those three actors there, they all do a good job in their roles. And then we have the Delgado family. We have Ruben, along with his daughters, Teresa and Isabel, and Teresa's boyfriend, Xavier. I'm sure some people will say they shouldn't be in the film. Why do you have to include them in there? They take away some aspects of the film. We don't need them in the film. It drags the film down. But for me, I didn't have a problem with them. I think including them in the film gives the film more danger, more tension and suspense, especially in that scene with the T Rex. Obviously, there's that cute little dinosaur that Isabel picks up. I'm pretty sure Universal will try its best to market the crap out of that thing. But again, I really didn't have a problem with them in the film. They actually give a good explanation as the reason why they were sailing in that particular part of the world, even though we know they're not. There's no travel zone. But Ruben said he knows the area that he sailed there before and never had a problem. It's the first time they actually encountered any dinosaurs in this particular film. So it's not nothing that you're not doing anything stupid. He's obviously an experienced sailor, so I don't mind them being in the film. Now we have some new dinosaurs in this film, thanks to what we saw in the prologue, which includes mutilated versions of raptors and a T Rex called the Distortus Rex or D Rex. Now I have to give the filmmakers credit because as silly as the T Rex looks, because it does look silly, they do make it look frightening and scary at times, especially in the third act of the film. I like at the beginning of the film because that is scary, but the third part of the film, he does look frightening and scary. But I was not a fan of the mutated raptors called the mutodons. I thought it'd been better. Hey, look, just give the raptors back in this particular film. I was not a fan of them. I think the raptors could have done a better job, or they're probably gonna be more terrifying than those mutodons because they look, oh man, they just look terrible. Now, there are some thrilling moments in this particular film. There's a lot of tension and suspense, especially I believe during, I think, in the clip scene when we had to deal with those pterodactyls. I don't think they were called pterodactyls. I'm going to call them pterodactyls. Can't remember the name of those. I thought we got some good scenes in that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to complain about one particular scene. It happens in that particular part of the film. Uh, but I guess if you've seen Avatar, then you shouldn't be worried about that. And of course, despite the bland script, we do start to care about the characters and hope that they can survive this adventure. Now, overall, this is an improvement over the last two films in this series. It's not great, but I believe it's good as we get some great visuals, very fantastic cinematography, some excellent CGI effects, and some nice acting from our lead actors. I thought they all did a good job. So I'm going to give Jurassic Park Rebirth 3 out of the miser's 5 bloody gold coins. Like I said before, not good. I mean, not great. This is not Jurassic World. This is not this is not Jurassic World. This is not the original park, not the original park film, but it's better than Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. Like I said before, yes, the script is kind of bland, a lot of cliche moments, obviously playing into the greed factor here. But I did enjoy the film overall. Like I said before, I had no problem with the Dagos being in the film. The dinosaurs are great, other than the mutodons. But I really did enjoy the film. So there you have it, horror fans. That is my video and review of Jurassic Park Rebirth. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share. It really helps out with that YouTube algorithm. Have you seen Jurassic Park Rebirth? What do you thought about it? Leave your comments in the comment section if you thought about the film. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button, ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Money G, and always remember that horror rules. And I see you in my next video. Guys, stay safe out there.